Greetings from Seven Suns Talent Solutions. We are here today to look at some common errors in English committed by most of us orally or while writing and the correction. According to a research, in India we have the second largest number of English speaking people in the world. However, English is a second language for most of us, which means we do not think necessarily in English. We have a lot of regional languages in our country, and so a lot of errors creep into the grammar and vocabulary of an average English speaker in India. For example, I do not think in Hindi, and when I have to converse in Hindi, I think in my mother tongue and translate the words into Hindi. If I have to ask a Hindi speaker to give me some water to drink, I would say pani do, which is an incorrect way of saying it because that is how I translate it from my mother tongue. The correct way to say it would be pani pilaiye. The same goes for fan dalo, which is what I would tell when I want him or her to turn on the fan. The correct way would be fan chalaiye. For us, writing and speaking in English as a non-native speaker has its own set of problems. We have errors that creep in, and these errors could be in prepositions, subject-verb agreement, tenses, punctuation, spellings, and other parts of speech. Some of these might appear very trivial to some of you, and for others it might be difficult, and vice versa. Some errors might seem very difficult for you to shake off, but for others it might seem too trivial. So if a particular error is too basic and you know the correct way of saying or writing it, please have patience. And for errors that you do not know the answers to, please ensure that subsequently those errors are not committed. Shall we look at the errors? Error number 1. Myself, I am Jagdish. This is the most common error that interviewers hear when they ask a candidate to introduce themselves. The correct way of saying it would be I am Jagdish or my name is Jagdish. Never introduce yourself either in an interview or outside of it with myself. I am Jagdish or my name is Jagdish. The possessive pronoun myself and the subject pronoun I should not be interchanged. A few students ask me, when do I use myself? Two common instances where you can use myself is if you have to emphasize something. If you have to say, I did the task myself. Here you are emphasizing that the task was done by you. The myself is the emphasis. Or if you have to direct the action of the verb back on the subject. I found myself alone in the theater. Alone in the theater. So the person I has not found anyone else. He's found himself or herself, which would mean that he is alone. So he can't find anyone else, and so he has found himself. But the crux of the error here is do not introduce yourself with myself, I am Jagdish. I am Jagdish or my name is Jagdish. Okay, let's move on to the next error. Does she has a pet? The correct way of saying it would be, does she have a pet? Since the helping verb, does is generally called as an helping verb, is used at the beginning, and the main verb have denotes possession or ownership. So here it should be, does she have, do you have, do they have. Okay, the has can't be used as it is in this particular context. Does she has a pet is wrong. Does she have a pet is correct. Let's look at error 3. He do not have a car. The correct way of saying it here would be, he does not have a car. Okay, this is short for does not. Does not is this. So when do you use do in this particular context? We use do when we have to say they do not have a car. We do not have a car. I do not have a car. Do not should not be used after the subject pronouns. Subject pronouns are he, she, and it. All these three will always be followed by does. He does not have a car. She does not have a cycle. It does not look feasible. So these are the three common places where the word does come in. Else it is generally do. Let us look at the next error. Error number 4. I am having 2 uncle and 1 aunts. So there are 2 errors in this statement. The correct way of saying it would be, I have 2 uncles and an aunt. So if you see, the errors are here. I am having becomes I have, uncle becomes uncles, and 1 aunts becomes an aunt. Okay. The present continuous tense, it cannot be used for pragmatic situations like this. So simple present tense should be used in such cases. I have 2 uncles and an aunt. That is the correct way of saying what you want to convey. Many times when we speak with friends, we talk in this manner. That only, yeah, I told her. That only, I knew she would cheat on us. I knew she would tell on us. I knew she would cheat us. Okay, that is the correct way of saying those sentences. The words that only is generally meant to emphasize. So instead of saying that only she is very rude, you could say that was what I said. She is very rude. Do not use that only to emphasize and say that the speaker had already said it. You could say that was what I said. She is very rude. Instead of this, you could say this particular sentence. Let's look at error number 6. So the errors are present both in the question and in the answer. So this is a typical question we ask our friends. Tomorrow college is there. Answer, no, college is not there. Tomorrow is Bharat Bandh. What we want to really ask is tomorrow a working day? Is tomorrow a working day, or are we working tomorrow? So those could be the two different ways of asking this question. Is tomorrow a working day? The college is always there. The college doesn't vanish. The college doesn't move. So to ask whether the college is there or here, it doesn't make any sense. We want to ask, is the college functioning tomorrow as per the timetable or as per the calendar of events? No, we want to ask, is tomorrow a working day? The answer could be yes, we are working tomorrow, or no, we are not working tomorrow. Oh, sorry, I don't know, that kind of zoomed, so apologies. So we could ask, yes, we are working tomorrow, or no, we are not working tomorrow. Or we could have the response as, we will not have our classes tomorrow due to the Bharat Bandh. So tomorrow working day could be the question. The answer could be yes, we are working tomorrow, or no, we aren't working. Let's look at error number 7. He did not wrote the exam last month. The correct way to say it is, he did not write the exam in the previous month. The previous month is the month just before the month that you are currently in. So if this month is September, the previous month would be August. So using last month is wrong. That is one error. And he did not wrote is wrong. We say he did not wrote because we think it is the past tense. No, it should be he did not write. The helping verb did. This is the helping verb. The helping verb did is followed by the present tense of the verb and not the past tense. So whenever you have did and it is used in a helping verb form, you have to follow it with the present tense of the verb. The present tense of the verb would be right, not the past tense, which is wrote. So the correct answer here would be, he did not write the exam in the previous month. That is error number 7. Let's look at the next error. Error 8. Last before year, he scored very well in his examinations. What we want to actually say here is last before year. When we use this, we want to say year before last. Year before last. We can use month before last, year before last, week before last. All of this is okay, which means the previous year he scored very well in his examinations. Okay, the year before last he scored very well in his examinations, not last before year. That is error number 8. Error number 9 is also something we see very frequently said or written by people. I came to your home by walk. What do you think is the correct answer? You can say, I came to your home by car, by bus, by train, by flight. Okay, but you can't say that I came to your home by walk, because it is the foot which is being used to travel and not the walk. Okay, so that is the technicality there. It is the foot which is being used to travel. So you're not coming by walk, you're coming via, as in using your feet. So the correct way to say it is, I came to your home on foot. I came to your home not by walk, on foot. If you have to say by, it could be in any of these ways: car, bus, train, flight, bike, whatever else is possible. Fine. Let's look at error 10. I cannot cope up with this work pressure at the office. If this sentence is given to you in an examination and you are asked to identify the error, most of us would write this is no correction required. However, the correct way of saying it is, I cannot cope with this work pressure at the office. The up here is incorrect and should not be present in this sentence. The meaning of the word cope as the verb, it means to manage. The cope is always followed by the preposition with and never followed by up. You would hear people use this in other contexts, such as, are you able to cope up? Again, incorrect. Are you able to cope up? Cope itself means to manage. If you translate this, are you able to manage up, means nothing. This is also incorrect. I cannot cope with this work pressure at the office. Let us look at the next error. What is the time in your clock? No, time is the same. Okay, we want to say what is the time shown in your clock, right, or shown in your watch. Then the correct way of saying it is, what is the time by your clock? What is the time by your clock means, what is the time that is shown in your clock or in your watch. Time is the same. If you have to ask them, time is the same, right, irrespective of whether you're looking at this clock or that watch or that electronic clock. No, you want to say what is the time being shown in your clock. Correct way of saying it is, what is the time by your clock. Let us look at the next error. Our hall is in the second floor. No, we want to say that when you go to the second floor, our hall is in one of the rooms there, or rather our hall is present in the second floor. Is that the correct way of saying it? No. Or we want to say our hall is on the second floor. Our hall is in this building, inside, as in is in the building. It's in the building, but on the second floor. Okay, it's in the building. The hall is in this building on the second floor. How do you symbolize that? This is incorrect. Hall is on the second floor. Let us look at the next error. The price of this television is higher than yours. What are we comparing? We are comparing the prices of two televisions, and we want to say the price of this television is higher than the price of your television. Correct way of saying it is, the price of this television is higher than that of yours. While comparing two individuals or two things, than is followed by the pronoun that. Than is followed by the pronoun that. The price of this television is higher than that of yours. It means this television's price is higher than the price of your television. If you want to say that, this is how you correct the statement. Next error. I'll explain you the situation. In this sentence, there are two objects. There is one direct object, which is the problem. There is the direct object. Sorry. There is a direct object, which is the problem, and the indirect object, which is you. Okay, so I'll explain you the situation, explain you the problem. Okay, the problem, the situation that you are in. After explain, we need to use to before the indirect object, the person to whom we are doing the explanation. Okay, so the correct way of saying this is I will explain the situation to you. So after explain, we need to use the word to. After explain, we need to use the word to before the indirect object, which is you. Also here it's more common to put the direct object first. So the correct way to explain it is this. I will explain you the situation. The better way of saying it is I'll explain the situation to you. Error number 15. Everybody, somebody, anybody, or nobody are present in the class. Nobody are present in the class, or everybody are present in the class. Many of us think that is the correct way of saying it. It is because we think when there is somebody or anybody or everybody, it is plural. It is not. Words like these, everybody, somebody, everybody, somebody, anybody, nobody, are actually singular, not plural. Even though everybody refers to a lot of people, it takes the singular verb. So the correct sentence, the correct way of saying it is everybody is present in the class. Nobody is present in the class. Nobody is present. Everybody is present in the class. Somebody is present in the class. Okay, that's the correct way of saying it is. It is not are. Error 16. I think she doesn't like brinjal. It is like saying, I think she doesn't like potato. I think she doesn't like jackfruit. The aversion or the dislike is not directed at one brinjal. It is more common to say, I don't think she likes brinjals. I do not know the specific rule here, but this is the correct way of saying it. It's more common, or rather the more common way of saying it is, I don't think she likes brinjals. I don't think she likes tomatoes. You would not say, I don't think she likes tomatoes, brinjals. Which means her dislike is directed at all the tomatoes. I don't think she likes brinjals, tomatoes. That's the better way of saying it. Error number 17. I have the possibility of shifting to China next year. With have, we use opportunity, not possibility. So the correct sentence is I have the opportunity to shift to China next year. I have the opportunity to shift to China next year. The word, if you want to use the word possibility, you could write the sentence as there is a possibility there is a possibility I may shift to China next year. I have the possibility of shifting to China next year is incorrect. So you could either correct it by continuing to use the word have and say I have the opportunity to shift to China next year, or if you want to use the word possibility, rewrite the sentence as there is a possibility I may shift to China next year. Okay. Let's look at error number 18. Do you want that I make lunch? So that is not normally used after the word want. Okay, so generally, do you want that I make lunch? Do you want that I go to the theater? No. The correct way of saying it is do you want me to make lunch? Do you want me to make lunch? Which is the way of asking if he or she would like their lunch prepared by you. Next error. If I will see Bharat later, I will give him the message. So both the events, right? Both the events of seeing Bharat, this is one event. Giving him the message is another event. Although both events are in the future. Okay, this sentence should be in something known as the first conditional form. First conditional form First condition form says your first sentence would be written as if I see Bharat later. If I see Bharat later, and the second part of the sentence remains the same. If I see, there is a conditional, first conditional form would not have will. If I see Bharat later, I will give him the message. First sentence would not have will. If both are in the future and both are not sure events, right? Both are not sure events. The next error would be they enjoyed the dance performance despite of the rain. You could correct it in two different ways. See, despite and in spite of. Okay. Both of these roughly mean the same thing, and many English learners confuse them. After despite, we do not use the word of. So you could correct this sentence in two ways. You could say they enjoyed the dance performance despite the rain. Okay, or they enjoyed the dance performance in spite of the rain. We are saying that even though it rained and it's very difficult to enjoy a performance in the rain, they enjoyed it. So they enjoyed the dance performance despite the rain or in spite of the rain. That is not good. Next error. I'm thinking to buy a new watch. To, when you say to, when you use the word to plus infinitive is not used after think. Is not used, right? Isn't used after think. So you would not use this thing, this word here. I am. So you could correct it in couple of ways. I'm thinking to buy a new watch. I'm thinking to buy a new home. I'm thinking to go there. No. The first option, the second option. First option could be I am thinking of buying a new watch. Of buying a new watch. Or I am thinking about buying a new watch. Do not use the word to, and use after the word think. And use after. Let's look at the next one. Our guest house is near to the market. If you say near and close to, even though they mean the same thing, to is never used after the word near. You would never say near to. Even though this roughly means the same, you never use the word near to. The correct sentence would be our guest house is near the market. Our guest house is near the market, or our guest house is close to the market. Our guest house is near the market, or guest house is close to the market. Let's look at the next error. My 7-year-old son loves to skate. When an age comes after, then you say years old. When you have to say when the age comes after is, then you say years old. Like you would say my daughter or son. God. My daughter is 10 years old. Right? That is when you use the word years. Right? You would use the word years old. But when an age comes before the person, right? Here, this is the person. The age has come before the person or any object. Then you say year. So the correct way of saying here, the correct way of saying this sentence is my 7-year-old son loves to skate. Loves to skate. So my 7-year-old son loves to skate. Error 24. Fatima asked me, where do I work? This is one difficult area, which is reported speech. Okay, you are reporting what someone else said or asked you. So in reported question, so here is a reported question, right? You are saying that Fatima asked you a question. So in reported questions, one does not use the auxiliary verb called do, does, or did. Okay, we do not use these words. These are reporting questions, right? Fatima asked me where I work. Okay, you would ask someone, where do you work? But if you are using this in a reported context, that a third person asked you this question, we just ask, Fatima asked me where I work. Let's look at the next error. Rohan gave to Mahesh the keys. Let me look at the word give. Give has two objects. Okay. First is the indirect object, which is the person, and the direct object, which is the keys. Okay, the person and the keys. You could correct this sentence in two ways. Rohan gave Mahesh the keys. Okay, or Rohan, if you have to use the word to, you could say Rohan gave the keys to Mahesh. Rohan gave to Mahesh the keys is incorrect. Two correct ways of saying it. Rohan gave Mahesh the keys, or Rohan gave the keys to Mahesh. I need to finish this assignment until Saturday. We use the word until when you want to talk about a situation that will continue up till a certain moment. Like you would say, I am staying in this PG until December. Until, which means you are going to be there from now till December, right? That is what you want to convey. We use by if by. Okay, here you are saying that you are going to stay in this PG from now. If this month is September, you are going to stay in this PG September, October, November and December. So it's going to be a continuous thing from now until this particular time. We use by when you want to talk about one action or an event that will happen before a future date or a moment. So by is often used with deadlines, right? When you want to convey a deadline, etc. So the correct sentence is, I need to finish this assignment by Saturday. If you correct this as, I need to finish this assignment on Saturday, it means you can't start it before Saturday. You can't do it after Saturday. You have to start and finish it. You have to start it on Saturday, finish it on Saturday. That is not what it means. You want to say Saturday is the deadline and I want to finish this assignment by then. So you don't say until, you say by. You don't say on as well. Say I need to finish this assignment by Saturday. That's the next sentence. They left without a goodbye. When we use a verb, okay, after some conjunctions or prepositions like after, before, since, when, while, etc., it is generally in the ing form. So the correct way to say this is, they left without saying. They left without goodbye. We just say goodbye. No, we say it, right? We say, so these people, they left without saying goodbye. The last few errors. His daughter-in-laws have come to his town. When you want to say that he's had 2 or more sons, they are married and their wives have come to the town, we say his daughters-in-law. Daughters-in-law. That is correct way of saying the plural. In plural, it is always mothers-in-law, brothers-in-law, sisters-in-law, daughters-in-law. Not daughter-in-laws. Son-in-laws. No, sons-in-law. Error 29. I prefer milk than juice. The word prefer is followed by the preposition to. I prefer milk to juice. That's the correct way of saying it. She has, let's look at the next error. She has white hairs. So all the hair on one side is considered uncountable. So hairs is incorrect. We want to say she has gray hair. Okay, so these are the 30 basic errors. In the comment section, please give us sentences that you feel are errors, or you want the correct way of saying those sentences. We will try addressing all of this in a subsequent video. For all campus recruitment tips, please visit our YouTube channel 7sense Aptitude Prep, and thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you.